Boys, Jagex has gone all in on day 3 with the Raging Echoes reveals. We have Echo Bosses. And I have just had a quick look through them. There's a video by Scritic here. I'm not going to show the video because it goes for like 16 minutes and it drags on a little bit for what I want to discuss here. But it does cover a lot of helpful information for those that want to, I guess, get a bit of insight on how Leagues works. For those that are interested, it's on the Jagex website. But most importantly, we have the Echo Bosses, and basically Jagex is showcasing one for every single region here, starting off with Asgarnia being Cerberus. Now personally, I was going to pick, in no particular order, Asgarnia, Kourend, and Fremennik, or Wilderness, Kourend, and Asgarnia. So, I think that's what I said I was going to do anyway. Now, I don't know, because the Echo Bosses have thrown a spanner in the works. Starting off with Cerberus, we have the Dog Sword, which is essentially, it's a God Sword, and if you use the special attack, it uses the special attack of all 5 God Swords at once. So you get the increased damage of the Armadyl God Sword, and the accuracy increase. You get the stat reduction of the Banner's God Sword, the freeze from the Zamorak, the prayer and health restore from the Saradomin, and you get the Mark of Sacrifice with the Ancient. For those that don't know, if you use the spec, the Ancient God Sword spec on someone after like 8 game ticks, I think it is, or maybe it's like after 12 game ticks. No, it's not that long. I think it's 8 game ticks. I could be wrong on that number. You get healed for like up to 25 health and they take 25 damage. So, massive God Sword. Really big for PKing, by the way. So if I'm picking the Wilderness, anyone out there when I got the Dog Sword is absolutely fucked. I'm probably going to go with Asgarnia still at this rate. Massive God Sword, big spec weapon, going to do a lot of damage to anyone and everyone. You got to remember that these will tie in along with other relics and combat masteries too. So while this is going to be a God Sword attack speed and God Sword strength, if there's any sort of attack speed modifier, you're gonna a special attack modifier, you're gonna start ripping people in half. Very powerful weapon, but it is only melee. It doesn't touch mage and range. Next we have the Desert, which is the Cowfight Queen. We were all aware of this one. This was leaked earlier. The Drygore Blowpipe. Basically, it's a blowpipe on steroids, uses darts for ammunition, and it rolls accuracy twice, taking the highest result. So it's basically got the effect of the Osmanton's Fang on a blowpipe, and it's going to hurt a lot of people. And this is going to be 3-tick attack blowpipe, like the current blowpipe. If it's on rapid, it's going to be 2-tick. If there's any range modifiers, it's going to be insane. Basically, it's going to be the old blowpipe, which for those who may not have played the game before the blowpipe was originally nerfed, the blowpipe with dragon darts was essentially the best weapon in the game. It was unmatched. It was impossible to beat it. It would beat the T-bow in everything. The only time the T-bow beat the old blowpipe was when the blowpipe couldn't reach the target like Zuck. Otherwise, the old blowpipe was just absolutely busted. This is going to be better than that blowpipe. We have here the Gods of the Damned. This is a little underwhelming for me. However, while I was streaming, someone was saying it would be cool if they had some sort of Amulet of the Damned effect for the Barrows gear. And here you go, there's the gloves, good call. It's basically Barrows gloves, and then you also get, they count as the Amulet of the Damned, and it doubles the effect of the Barrows set effect and Amulet of the Damned editions. So, basically, if you have Darok, you're going to do a lot of damage, because you're going to have double the strength per HP lost, and so that means double the max hit. And then whatever the Amulet of the Damned effects, I'm not fully aware of all of them, but I know there are some damage buffs and tank buffs for all of them. If you are interested in running some Barrows gear and trying to send that content really hard, this would be perfect for you. But honestly, this doesn't sell me personally on Mauritania, so I probably won't be picking that region. I'm not going to pick Desert anyway, which I'll explain in another video, but to me, Desert is a fucking terrible region to pick, and I don't want to spend leagues doing Mage Training Arena and TOA because it's horrible content. So Desert I won't be picking. Mauritania I won't be picking still. Asgarnia is likely on my list. Moving on to the Wilderness. Wilderness is a maybe pick for me, and I'm liking the look of this. From King Black Dragon, you get the Thunder Fospeh, which is kind of like a... I don't know how to explain it. It's a mixture of like Void Waker, Fang, it's got a big slash bonus, it's got a big melee strength bonus, it's a 4-tip weapon, and it attacks twice, and if either attack is successful, an additional lightning bolt is summoned, rolling up to 100% of the original attack's max hit, which gives me a Void Waker vibe. I know it's not exactly the Void Waker, but it just gives a vibe of a Void Waker lightning hit. It's guaranteed to do a lot of damage. Doesn't go as high as the Void Waker, but you got 100 melee strength on this. What appears to be it's two-handed weapon. So wait, does that mean two-handed?
Maybe one-handed. I don't know what that means. I don't know. No, that's special attack. It might be one-handed. I don't actually know if there's a way to tell. I am lost on this. Hold on. What does this one have? Yeah, it doesn't actually state exactly if it's one-handed or two-handed. I would assume maybe one-handed because you get a shield from here as well. It deals full damage to Corp, which is busted. And you get a 20% chance to trigger AoE Lightning Bolt under the target. Hitting anything in a 3x3 radius rolls with 50% of the original max hit. So that's just by hitting. That doesn't even take special attack. That's just by attacking. Massive weapon. And then you got the 1000 Dragon Ward, which grants immunity to status effects, including Poison, Venom, Dragonfire, Icy Breath, Mortmire, Decay, Disease, Desert Heat, Ice Prison, Brimstone, Dungeon Floor, Sulfur Clouds. Basically anything that hurts you that isn't someone physically attacking you doesn't matter anymore. That was part of a relic last year, I believe, or half of that was part of a relic last year. It was pretty strong because then you could just fight dragons like barehanded and it didn't matter. You didn't need the potion, so that's big. And it's got some big stats here too. Major accuracy boost here. 12 melee strength, 6 prayer. Like, this is a busted fucking offhand. You're not going to need Asgardia Defender if you're going to pick the Wilderness. So that's massive. And like, I know that some people might think PKing in the Wilderness on leagues is kind of pointless because you don't get gear. Trust me, it's fun. Just PKing here because you kill people and it's fun. And I don't think like this gives me more incentive to pick Wilderness and just go split people in half like a piece of wood. So at the moment, Wilderness is definitely on the consideration list. Next we have the Kandaren. I was not going to pick Kandaren, and I don't think I will still, but this is the Devil's Element, which is a shield from the Thermonuclear Smoke Devil, and it is an elemental, it gives elemental attacks that exploit the weaknesses. So for example, Zora's weak to fire. It'll double the amount of the buff. So I think it's like Zora's, is it 50 or 70% bonus damage and accuracy with fire spells? That'll then go to 100 or 140, whatever it happens to be. And you get unlimited elemental runes when equipped. Kind of weak, kind of dog shit. 20 magic accuracy, 6% magic strength, and 3 pro. So the best offhand possible. Does this put weapons above the shadow? Probably does. It might devalue the shadow a little bit if you get like a harmonized orb, but not something in my region. So Kandaren is still going to be on the more than likely not region to pick list for me. Fremennik. I think Fremennik is one of the weakest regions in the game. Always has been every league. And that's why I'm picking it, because I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to kind of go with a pretty low tier, hard to figure out region that doesn't provide a whole lot of content, because I wanted to switch up the way I do leagues. Instead of doing meta, high damage, have a go at a harder region. And these items have fucking sold it on me. One of the strongest bosses right here. These are broken. Look at the amulets. I don't even need to explain it, but I will anyway. 30 in accuracy and defensive stats across the board. This is a tri-breeding amulet with 15 melee strength, range strength, and 10% magic damage, and 10 prayer. It's the best. No amulet is worth picking over this in the game. And then you got the ring, which is the exact same. 30 in both fields as well, accuracy and defense. And then you get the same stats as the amulet, but only 5% damage in magic. But still, the best ring. You won't need to do any Desert Treasure 2 rings. Like, you just got the Emperor ring. If you take Fremennik, which I will be doing, I think now, this pretty much locks it in. This would be one of the strongest Echo bosses in the game. Fucking massive. Big fan of this. I'm going to be going Dagonoth Kings for sure. Next we have the Prif Dinidis, the Tirim Win Hunlith. This, again, I wasn't going to pick this region. This is a maybe region for me now. Normally I wouldn't fucking touch this region with a bar of soap because it's just limiting content. You kind of pick it as the end game region, not as the first region, because there's not enough low mid-level content for you to kind of effectively get through it in a timely manner without doing a lot of sluggish tasks. But then there's like better endgame regions. However, this item is massive. The crystal armor bonuses for accuracy and damage apply to all melee weapons whilst equipped. So this goes in your quiver slot, and if you're wearing full crystal armor, or if you're wearing any crystal armor, your melee weapons get increased up to, 30% accuracy and 15% damage? Like, I mean, if you've got that alongside the God Sword or the Thunder, the Kospesh, like, it's pretty big, man. That's a big buff. Big buff. I would recommend considering Tirim Win, especially if you want to learn Gauntlet as well. This is a really good avenue for you to take. That's a big fucking item. And you get 5 prayer bonus. There are no other stats and you don't really need the other stats. It goes in the quiver spot, so if you have the blowpipe or the bofa, the only time you're not going to have this is if you have the T-bow or something that requires bolts and you don't have a quiver from the from Valamor, which is understandable. Tirwin is on the maybe list for me. So far we've got Asgarnia is more than likely going to be picked, not Desert, not Mauritania. Wilderness is more than likely going to be considered. Kandarin is not going to be picked. Fremennik is absolutely being picked. Tirwin is a maybe. Now we've got Korend, which is one of the best regions. In fact, Korend is the best region to pick in the game. It just provides so much content for leagues in general. The Echo Boss, however, is kind of dog shit because it's Hespori, which I'm assuming, unless there is some sort of relic, which there was last year, to help grow shit instantly, which you could with the farming relic. If you don't have something like that, you're not really gonna be farming this boss a whole lot. And you get a salamander, basically a salamander thing. It's called Nature's Reprisal. Basically a salamander. The base magic base hit is magic level -15/3+3. All the nerds out there will figure that out. Nature and Earth runes. Money's not going to be a problem if you pick Golden God, for example. It's got 7 attack range, but it's a salamander. Okay, I didn't see that. So it's got the attack range of what, like so one tile more than the blowpipe. Shit, that's not too bad actually. But it's a salamander. Well, it has all 3 attack styles, and they're pretty strong. So actually, that weapon isn't the worst in the game. That's big, because the regions I was going to pick, I wasn't going to get a mage weapon unless I got a shadow from Cox, because the mega rares are going to be across all 3 raids. But this kind of changes that now, because that's almost enough. If I put that on long range, that should be enough attack range to do solo Olm. So that's not too bad actually. I fuck with that. Not the best echo weapon, I will be honest with you. It's kind of dog shit, and like you might be forced to pick some sort of farming buff relic over the other 2 that are available in that tier to help with the Hespori grind, but not the worst weapon. Actually better now that I've looked at it properly. Decent. And then the final region for Valamor, which is going to be a selling point for a lot of people, I think, is the Soul Heredit. You get the Sunlight Spear, which is literally his fucking spear and shield. Massive stab bonus, massive defensive bonuses, 113 melee strength, attack rate of 5 ticks. Special effect is it gains a sunlight stack every attack, up to a maximum of 20. So it works like the Soul Reaper Axe. Instead of a special attack bar, you have the Soul Reaper Axe, you gain stacks every attack. And then when you use it, 7 sunlight stacks hit every NPC within 3 tiles of the player. Damage is increased by 3% per prayer bonus. So you're going to want to stack some prayer bonus on this bad boy. You've then got the sunlight braces, and all healing received is increased by 100%. So if you're eating anglerfish, you're going to get 44 HP instead of 22. Massive. Big shit there. 8 strength bonuses. They're pretty decent gloves too. They're not as good as Barrow's gloves, but they are definitely worth wearing, especially if you're going to be doing some big healing. So those are the Echo bosses there. I think the strongest 2 are the Fremennik and the Hunlef. Dagon of Kings and Hunlef. The Hunlef is provided you go with the Crystal Armor. I think Dagon of Kings is probably the strongest. Like, it's Tribrid Ring and Tribrid Necklace, which leaves you completely open to the rest of the game. There are no drawbacks with having these items. Like, for example, this is strong, but it's only melee. This is strong, but it's only ranged, and the range is limited to the blowpipe's attack range, right? T-bow kind of overtakes it in Zuck, for example. The Grotesque Guardians are really only if you're going to do Barrows. You've got, this is strong, KBD, super strong, only melee, however. This looks like utter dog shit, in my opinion, sure. And then you've got this, this is actually pretty strong, the Hespori one. The Nature's Reprisal, not too bad at all. Decent attack range, which I wasn't aware of. If you go on Rapid, then it's got an attack rate of 4. And the Soul Heredit stuff is really strong, but it's also only melee, which is why I think Dagon of Kings is the strongest, because it's a Tribrid unlock. It's a ringing neck piece. You don't need to worry about Fury, Torture. You don't need to worry about Iraq Sword. You don't need to worry about Suffering or Desert Treasure 2 rings. So you don't have to sit there grinding dog shit bosses. You can just get it from the DKs and go. And I hope there's a private instance for the Dagon of Kings, because there's going to be a lot of people in there. Definitely picking Fremennik. Probably going to go Asgarnia. And Wilderness and Korend. Korend for fun. Korend, both for fun. It's just whether I want to go PKing or not. I don't know. I'm going to figure that out. But let me know which 3 Echo bosses you like the most, and which ones you're going to pick or help decide which regions you want to go with, because I think Asgarnia and Fremennik are a sure thing for me. I
maybe it's Korend and Fremenic, and maybe it's between Asgarnia and Wilderness. I don't know. Definitely Fremenic. That's locked the fuck in. These Echo Bosses look awesome, and that is the video right there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe if you get the opportunity. That'll help the channel out a bunch, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's live stream with the 4th reveal for the Raging Echoes, which is probably going to be Wrathmaw or Unlimited Run Energy. Have a good night.
This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy. It's huge. You got a big boy.